Welcome everybody back to the GOATcast, and today topic is playoff Jokic. If you've been watching the 2023 NBA playoffs, you have seen a an assassin out there. Ever since the regular season was almost coming to an end, he'd kind of been pushed out of the MVP race, even though he was neck and neck with Embiid. Everyone kind of forced Embiid to the top, and it seems like once the postseason started, he definitely did this. And because of him taking it personally, he's taking it out on every team that's been in his way so far in the playoffs. That being the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns being a team that many have been talking about getting to the finals and even winning the championship. But Denver told them to pump the brakes, and now they're going fishing. So playoff Jokic is right now on another complete level. If you saw my short yesterday, Shaq pretty much crowned Nikola Jokic the best center in the NBA. And I think the argument has been between him and Embiid for the last 2 or 3 years, but we've seen a consistency in him that we haven't always seen in Embiid, and he's taken it to a whole other level this playoffs where he's averaging 30.7 points, 12.9 rebounds, and 9.7 assists. So he's essentially he's averaging a triple double. I'm sorry, it's 12.8 rebounds, but either way, round up, that's 13 rebounds. So he's essentially averaging a triple double as a center, nonetheless. He does everything that they need him. He rebounds, as we stated. He gets his teammates involved. And when he has to, he takes over the game himself and puts the ball in the basket. No, he's not flashy. No, he's not Shaq where he's limber and can just dart around this court, but he can do everything efficiently. I compared him to an unathletic Hakeem Olajuwon, but someone corrected me and said he's a bigger version of Larry Bird, and I agree with that much more. Where Larry Legend could do basically everything. He didn't. It wasn't super flashy. It wasn't super. You didn't. It wasn't going to be on a highlight reel necessarily because of the action, but because of what he's able to do and how efficient he's able to do it. And that's the same with Jokic. This guy is cementing himself as one of the all-time greats, and he's doing it fairly quietly. If you listen to sports media, you don't hear Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, Colin Coward, Nick Wright, or Chris Broussard. Those guys aren't really gushing over him. All we hear about the Lakers, or the Suns, or it just seems like they're so tunnel vision on one team that they can't think there's other teams that are really good or other players that are playing otherworldly right now, other than a certain purple and gold. But that purple and gold is still in the midst of a war. So playoff Jokic may be my favorite thing going on in the NBA right now because he does it with, he's a lot like, he reminds me a lot of Tim Duncan, where he doesn't put on, he's not out there flexing and yelling and getting the crowd hype. He's out there, he does his business, and he sits down like, yeah, I just did that. No yelling and screaming and fist pumping and all that rah stuff. No, it's to the point, win the game, what's next? He's like a Terminator. That's what I have him with the do-rag. He's just chill. This guy, he comes to work, does his work, and goes home. And he's like, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I do. As they say, I am him. So he is him right now. And one other thing is he's done something. When you think about all the players, all the greatest centers, in the NBA: Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon. List goes on. This guy has done essentially something that none of them have. Look at this stat. So with that accolade, you would think sports media would be gushing over playoff Jokic. And I think it's coming. I think after we're waiting for the results of the semifinals here in the Western Conference between the Lakers and Warriors. And that's pretty much been the talked about matchup. Even though the Suns have had a little bit of talk, but I think people kind of quieted on the Suns after their okay showing against the Clippers. Of course, the Clippers were without Paul George, and then Kawhi Leonard went out after Game 2. So nobody was really impressed with them beating a starless Clippers, and even struggling to do that. So the Suns are a bust to me, but that's a whole different story. Right now, I think that sports media's they're on the Laker hype train. If the Lakers were to somehow lose to the Warriors, they're going to jump on the Warriors hype train. They're going to jump on Steph and what it would mean for Steph to win one more championship, to get to number 5, to get to that mark before LeBron. So they're going to start chatter of, will a Warriors 5th ring put Steph in the conversation for one of the greatest? Can he move the needle enough to surpass LeBron or whoever else? Can he move up in the top 10 ranks, or even to some, move into the top 10 ranks? So that's going to be, I can guarantee you, if you're watching this, if the Warriors do win, watch that narrative get played out a lot on First Take and Undisputed and Colin Cowherd and all these shows. That's going to be their main talking point is, can Steph win another ring, and will that another ring put him in the conversation of the top 10 or top 5 grades? And there will be very little playoff Jokic coverage until the Denver Nuggets do what they're going to do, and I think they're going to do it. That is my prediction. I will do a full predictions probably Monday, but the Denver Nuggets, I have a strong feeling, are going to the NBA Finals. I want to see Jokic against Anthony Davis. And I want him, because Anthony Davis has been talked about more than Jokic. And Jokic created history. 30, 15, and 15. Those are historic numbers. No one else has ever done it. So why so little coverage? Why so little talk? And I think they're going to make a lot of people believers in this next round. I think that they're battle tested, but this is going to really be their test. They're going against either team that gets to the conference finals are both championship teams. Both have won the championships within the last 4 years. You got the Lakers and you got the Warriors. Warriors are defending champs. So you have two teams that have title pedigree. So this is going to be their hump. This is going to be Jordan getting over the Detroit Pistons. This is going to be that test for them. This is going to be LeBron getting over the Boston Celtics and getting to that next, taking that next step. I think Denver does it. And I think that whoever comes out of this Western Conference Finals will be the 2023 NBA champions. I was all in with Boston, but they've taken a step back. Tatum is too iffy. He's too streaky. He's got to be consistent in the playoffs, especially these early rounds, to, for me to really get back on that horse. And they have to beat the Sixers, which the Sixers have looked okay, but do they look like a team that can win 4 against Denver or Los Angeles or even Golden State? They haven't been consistent, and that's the key. most of those other teams have been somewhat consistent for the most part. And even the Miami Heat, inconsistent. You know, Jimmy Butler can be Jimmy Buckets one night, and he'll just be Jimmy no show the next night. So you got to look at those, and you got to think that championship come through the Western Conference, and I think it's going to stay in the Western Conference this year. But I think playoff Jokic is somebody that's going to be here to stay. I think next year they're going to just build on this. I think we're going to start hearing him in talks for one of the all-time greats, not just current greats. He's not going to be just the current greatest center. We're going to start talking about him as one of the best centers that's ever done it. And I think he's got some years to add on to that. I think we see a Finals MVP if he gets there, but I wholeheartedly feel they will be there. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do y'all feel like playoff Jokic is a threat? Is he going to get the job done, or will he get rolled over by one of those Western Conference teams, or will he choke in the finals? Let me know. But we will be back Monday to do a full Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals predictions, and we're going to get ready for some more good basketball. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.